Hi, let's have an open and honest question and answer session. I put a thing on my Instagram story so that people could ask me any questions, so let's get into it. Firstly, we have, are you autistic? So I'm not diagnosed with autism. However, since I was really young, like first few years of primary school, it's been suspected that I am on the spectrum. It's been mentioned a few times as I've grown up, by CAMS, by school, by my private psychiatrist. Some people need an official autism diagnosis to feel validated and to access the help that they need. However, for me, I know I'm autistic. I'm not in denial. Personally, I just don't want the label. I don't need a piece of paper telling me that I'm autistic to feel any more myself. And it's completely valid for those people who do need an official diagnosis. Like, that's absolutely fine. But I don't want one right now. On to the next one. Do you get benefits? So I'm on PIP. PIP stands for Personal Independence Payments, and this money goes towards medical expenses, things to help my disabilities. I'm on the highest rate for mobility, and when you're on the highest rate for mobility, you get the option to have a car called a Motability car. So the mobility section of the payments goes towards a car that caters to my needs. So we've got a car that's easy for me to get in and out of, fits my wheelchair in the boot, etc. I'm also on universal credit. This is because I can't get a job due to my disabilities. So the universal credit is like my income, so that's spent on day-to-day living. The next one, do you go to school? So yes, I'm currently in sixth form, year 13. I should be in year 14, which is like the first year of uni, because I'm 19. But because of my health, I dropped back a year. Basically, after I did my GCSEs, I went to college. So in the UK, you can either go to college or sixth form. I did about half an academic year of hair and media makeup. So I was doing special effects, face painting, bridal makeup, bridal hair. I was loving it. I was getting really good marks on all my exams. It was the perfect course, but the college itself weren't very good at catering to my needs. Because my health got so bad, I had to drop out of college. When the next academic year started, I decided to go back to my old high school, and in my old high school they've got a sixth form there. So I dropped down to the year below, so I was restarting year 12. Usually you pick 3 or 4 A levels. However, I'm only doing 1 because any more than that just is not doable with my health. I was initially doing 2, sociology and art, but it was too much for me. I wasn't making it into a lot of my lessons. I was falling really far behind. So now I'm only doing art. The next question's still on the school topic. Am I going to uni, and what do I want to do for further education? So no, I've decided that I don't want to go to uni. For multiple reasons really. Even when I was healthier than I am now, I didn't want to go because I didn't want to do a job that required me to go to uni. A lot of people go because they want the uni lifestyle, to meet lots of new friends. That's not really my sort of scene. And now because my health is so bad, it's just not a realistic expectation for me. And it's a lot of money. Further education, I'm not really sure. So when I finish my A-level this year, that's when I would either go to uni, which as I've said I'm not going to do, or you'd have a gap year and go travelling or something, or you would get a job. As things stand, health-wise, I can't get a job. If it was just my legs that were the problem, I'm a full-time wheelchair user by the way, then I would have no worries getting a job. As long as the building's accessible and stuff like that, being a wheelchair user wouldn't really affect me getting a job. It's my seizures that are the big problem, because they are so frequent at the moment, and because I don't know day to day when I'm going to be well, when my head's going to get bad, when I'm going to have seizure aura, when I'm going to actually have seizures. A job with set hours, for example a 9 to 5 job, I would not be able to guarantee that I could be there every day 9 till 5. Although an employer can't directly not hire me because of my disability, it would not be fair on anyone if I were to decide I wanted to do a set hours job, because I know realistically that's not going to happen. The only option would be to be self-employed. I used to really want to be a face painter, so like at kids' parties, charity events. Obviously I would be my own boss, so it would work well in that sense. But if I booked a party for in a week's time, I still don't know how I'm going to be on the day at the time that I'm needed. So what I'm trying to say is, basically I don't know. I don't know what the future holds for me at the moment. The next question, how did you get into social media? So 5 years ago, when I was 14, I started developing tics. Tics are involuntary movements or sounds. I posted a few videos on this new symptom that I had, and the videos went really well. So I just decided to carry them on, and I've built this amazing community. I've got almost 100,000 followers on TikTok. I think I've got almost 20k on Instagram and about 35k on YouTube. which I know isn't a lot compared to like big content creators. But I'm really happy with the community that I've built and I'm very grateful for you guys. Do you have ADHD or OCD? So yes, I've got both. I've always known that I had ADHD, similar to what I said about the autism. However, I have got an official diagnosis of ADHD and I've also got OCD. I've had OCD since I was 7 or 8. It used to be extremely severe when I was younger. I went through a lot of mental health professionals who tried to help me with it, and although I do still struggle with my OCD, it's a lot more manageable than it used to be. Who are my favourite singers or bands? So my favourite band of all time is Queen. I love ABBA, The Script, Coldplay, Adele, Lewis Capaldi, David Kushner, Ed Sheeran. I listen to a lot of music and it's quite varied in like style. Do I swear a lot? I'd say in my general vocab, I don't really swear that much. Compared to other people of my age, they swear a lot more than me. But I'm not going to pretend like I'm this angel and I've never sworn. But yeah, not much to say about that question. I'd say below average for my age group. Next one, am I dating anyone? So yes, I'm in a very happy relationship with my beautiful girlfriend. Her name's Gracie. We're in a long distance relationship. I live in Stafford, which is like the Midlands of the UK, and Gracie lives in South Wales. It's like a 3-hour train ride. We met online. God, I'm gonna get judged for this. On an under 18s dating app called Yubo. But it worked out really well. We've been girlfriend and girlfriend for 2 years in February. So our 2 years is coming up soon. Will my hair grow back? So I've got alopecia. Different people have different experiences. Some people lose their hair and then it grows back and they never lose it again. Some people lose their hair, it grows back, then falls out again, then it grows back, and that's like their cycle. Some people, they lose their hair and it never grows back. I'm not sure if you can see. Actually, I'll insert a clip here. So this is what my hair currently looks like. It's really thin, but it is growing back. So fingers crossed this continues and soon I will have luscious locks. Do I drink, smoke or vape? And if I do, does it affect my symptoms? So I don't vape or smoke. I've never smoked and I never will. I have tried vaping before when it was like the big popular thing in high school, but I don't do it anymore. I don't really see the point. Absolutely not judging anyone who vapes or smokes. You do you, but it's not for me. Oh, and do I drink? I have a drink occasionally on a weekend, and this usually consists of 1 glass of wine or a glass of sherry because I really like sherry, or a small glass of Baileys or a can of cider. I'm definitely not a big drinker. And how does that affect my symptoms? The only correlation that I've seen with my symptoms is when I drink alcohol, my tics tend to get worse, but that only lasts for a bit, like while the alcohol's in my system. And I don't mind it. My tics are really mild now, and it doesn't make them awful, it just makes them a bit more talkative. But yeah, nothing too bad, and it doesn't affect my seizures. If it did, I would stop drinking. I'd never put drinking over my health. But yeah, is social media my job? So I wouldn't really class it as a job, because although I post every day, I don't take it overly seriously. I just post when I want to, which leads me on to, do I earn money from social media? A lot of creators don't talk about this, but I'm happy to talk about it. The only platform that I earn money off of is TikTok. So I earn money on videos that I post that are over a minute long. So anything under a minute I don't earn on. Here are some of my earnings over the past few months. My average amount of views I get per video is usually between 1,000 and 5,000. And on those videos, sometimes I earn 2 or 3 pence. Sometimes it's more like 60p. The only video that's gone really well in the last few months was a video that I did on how I feel about able-bodied people using the disabled bathroom. This I think got 600,000 views and I earned 180 something pounds, which is amazing. And can you imagine if I earned that much per video, bearing in mind I post every day? I'd be loaded. But sadly, TikTok is very unpredictable, very inconsistent. So yeah, majority of my videos I earn a few p. But if a video does go really well, you know, the earning potential is pretty good. Next question, how am I really doing? As I've sort of touched on already, I am not doing well. I go to sleep between 9:30 and 10:30 most nights. I wake up at about 9:30 in the mornings. So I'm getting a good 11 or 12 hours sleep. So that's 12 hours in the day that I'm awake. Out of those 12 hours at the moment, I'd say I'm fully lucid for 4 hours of them. and the other 8 hours I'm having seizures, I'm in a lot of pain with headaches, I'm doing all of my schoolwork in the few hours that I'm okay, and my headache is mild enough that I can concentrate. So physically I'm not doing great. My legs are the same as they have been for the last year and a half. I'm doing exercises to try and strengthen them, but it's really getting me down because I'm not noticing any difference. Mentally, I'm not doing great either. I'm finding my health really hard. That's a massive aspect of it. And missing my girlfriend when we're not together, and just generally struggling. But thank you for the person who asked this, because it's really sweet that you want to know how I'm doing. Are you getting a new wheelchair? So yes, which is obviously great, but it's sort of a happy and a sad thing. My current wheelchair was quite cheap from my local mobility shop in town, and it's lasted me for 5 years, so I can't complain. But now I'm a full-time wheelchair user. My current wheelchair is very big and clunky. It doesn't have a tight turning circle. My arms are like this when I'm pushing it. Okay, maybe that was a bit of an exaggeration. It's not fit to me. So I'm getting a new wheelchair, which I'm really excited about, but obviously it's sad that I need it. I'm finding accepting it quite difficult. What do you use to film your videos? And what editing app do I use? So I literally just use my phone. I don't have any like snazzy cameras or anything. I don't have a microphone, I just use the speakers on my phone. And the editing app that I use is called Splice. I've been using it for like 4 years now. There's probably better ones out there, but I just know how to use this one. And I like to stick with things that I know. Do I use public transport? Do I travel alone? And how do I travel as a wheelchair user? So yes, I use public transport, mainly trains, to go and see my girlfriend. Yes, I travel alone, which might seem risky with my seizures, but before a seizure I get seizure aura. So I know when a seizure's coming on. I have anti-seizure medication that I can't take frequently, so I only take it either when I have a really bad cluster or when I'm going to get on the train, so that I know I'll have a seizure-free journey. And how do I do it as a wheelchair user? I book my journey on the passenger assistance app, and then the assisted travel people will help me at the station. They put the ramp down for me to get onto the train. They help me with my luggage and take me to the lifts and stuff to change platforms. And that is all the questions I'm going to answer for today. Thank you for everyone who asked things. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Bye!